I made these thumbnails here with a single click using a powerful tool called SnapThumb. I've actually covered it recently in a video showing you how to use this tool, but they've added a few key features which I think will make a huge difference. So you can see here the thumbnails I've created in the past and in the video I've already covered in this tool where the AI uses my likeness to generate a bunch of different thumbnails and it has stuck to a particular branding type pretty effectively. But I've also recently created this thumbnail here. And I think it looks pretty solid, and it's talking about GPT Image 2 versus Nano Banana 2. But if you haven't used this before, the process is really quite simple. If you come up here, you basically add an image of yourself, and that stays there once you've actually uploaded it. You have to keep re-uploading it. And then you can come down and pretty much set up your brand. So modern, sleek, a few different sort of types of looks you might want for your thumbnail. Pick your colors or color scheme. So maybe I'll go back to Midnight Rose or choose something different like Neon Carnival. But of course, you can also customize this to other color schemes if you think that works also. And you get a little preview of what that color should look like. Now, that not very good, but you get the idea. And then, of course, you come down, you got fast or premium. I generally go for premium because I want everything to look pretty sharp. Pop your YouTube video URL in here, hit generate, and you get something like this. But this is the basic formula. This is kind of like the starting point of this tool where we're actually just generating an image, because what it does is it scans your video and your transcript, and it will actually sometimes pull imagery from the video, I've noticed, and it'll even come up with some hook to pop on your thumbnail. So you can just simply rerun this until you get something that you really like. But these are the 4 new tools that I want to touch on today. There's Replica, where you can copy a thumbnail style, including custom background. You can set up a custom background, co-star if you have more than one person, or faceless. So I'm going to start from the end and click on faceless this time. I can add in a featured element, but for now I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to come up and just simply hit generate and show you what we're able to create. And you can see here it's come up with this thumbnail, which does grab attention. I love the way it sort of has the AI chip kind of cracking. But also, if I looked at this and thought, I would like to have something else in here, I can, like I said before, add in that featured element. Now, for the video I'm using as an example, I actually generated this image and I actually use it in the current thumbnail. So if I come back and click add featured element, I already have a library of elements here, but I can upload a new image, drag this one in, and with that there, I can upload that one element. And now it's here and ready to be used. So I click that, hit select image, and now we can create a faceless thumbnail with that element there. So instead of having me in the thumbnail, we can focus on the artwork I created within the video. I can also offer background rendering instructions. So I can say something like, have technology and circuitry creeping into the background from one side. I haven't actually tested this out, but if I keep this selected and come up and hit generate thumbnails, what we get is something that really grabs attention. It manages to actually enhance my image a little bit and get the colors to pop a bit more, which on YouTube, brighter colors are shown to be clicked more often. And of course, we have that circuitry creeping in on the left. So I think this is looking really, really cool. And of course, if we want to, we can come in and make edits to this thumbnail while we're at it. So maybe I just click on edit. And again, I can go fast. I'm going to go off premium to get the best quality edit. And I'm going to say, change, ignore the hype to a taller, more condensed, bold block font. I scroll down, apply the edit, and it's done exactly what I've asked it to. And this takes up a bit more space and changes the look of the thumbnail pretty drastically. So when I'm done, I click done. But before I go ahead, I'm going to come up and I'm going to change the video. So I have here the last video I did on SnapThumb AI. I'm going to come over to the video link here and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to replace this video here. So that way we can get something related to the content we're talking about right now to see what kind of results we get. But what I'm also going to do is move on to co-star. So again, I could pick an image or add a featured element. So I'm going to add someone in to co-star on my thumbnail. And I'm going to run with this martial arts photo from pexels.com and pop this guy on there, which is not very related, but I'm keen to see how it handles it. So I come up and download that image, go through the same process as before, to add that image in. And so now I have a video about making YouTube thumbnails with SnapThumb, but I've added this martial arts guy in there, a bit of a blend, a little bit different, but let's see what it gives us. And check it out, we've managed to include our guy smiling here with me on the other side, and it's done a pretty good job of balancing it out. However, most of the thumbnails we've looked at have all looked pretty much the same because we've been using the same settings. So let's actually try out something a little bit different. We'll try Crimson Rebel because it has the YouTube brand colors on it. Instead of modern/sleek, I really love the way it works with gritty/edgy. So again, we can change the design style, the colors. So let's come down and see what else we're able to get using the exact same settings. And so you can see we get this. I love the way it's gritty, adds in that little bit of a technological element as well. Overall, just a really, really cool result. What if I decided I wanted to include this background in one of my thumbnails? Because it's a pretty cool looking shot. I don't necessarily want the guy in there, but if I head back to SnapThumb, this time I come to custom background, pick an image, drag it in, and select. We now have that custom background, and again, we can add some instructions. So I can say, remove the man who was in the original picture, change the tint of the image and light from blue to more of a red color. So being able to control the color of the scene, being able to remove people from that scene as well. I have my custom background, keeping all the other settings pretty much the same. I hit generate, and we get this here, which I think works pretty good. It did exactly what we asked it to, but it also was a little bit too literal, and the background can be a little bit bright, compete with the word Photoshop. But again, if you take a look at your thumbnail, you can make edits. So I come down here to edit, and I say, make the background darker, make the word Photoshop a warm yellow. I come down, hit edit, and we get this. So we can make our adjustments as we go. But on top of that, maybe I want to try a different style again, but this time I'm going to say, darken the background to help text stand out. So what I'm going to do now is come back up, and I'm going to try going from Crimson Rebel, and I'm going to go to Midnight Beacon, but I'm going to change the yellow into something like a more subtle green, and just see how that looks. So you do have full control over your branding. So if you have a logo and branding set up, you can keep this in here, and when you come back and visit, it tends to hold on to those colors. But instead of gritty and edgy, we're going to go with dynamic and energetic. And keeping that same custom background, we'll generate again. And because we instructed the background to be red, it will apply our branding over the top of the color of that image. So that is one thing to consider, is that you can also break things up a little bit that way also. But I like the way it's put this together, but there's still one more feature which I think is really, really cool. Now, if you're a YouTuber, chances are you've heard of Mr. Beast. You may have even watched his videos. I have actually never really watched one of his videos, but I have followed his career as far as it has been success-wise, because he has 480 million subscribers, and is pretty much the biggest name on YouTube at the moment. So if I wanted to say, take this thumbnail from his most popular video, what I can do is right-click, copy link address. I then come back to SnapThumb, and I'm going to change these colors over to crimson red so that they kind of match the thumbnail a bit better. I'm going to come down, and where it says replica, I'm going to hit pick inspiration image. And from there, I can go from YouTube, paste in the Mr. Beast video URL, click grab thumbnail, and it will pop up here. I select the image, and then I hit generate thumbnail. And then we get this really nifty little adaptation of the Mr. Beast thumbnail. And if I bring it into the corner, you'll see it's extremely similar, has a lot of the same elements, but it's not identical. So although you do need to be a little bit careful when it comes to things like copyright and using other people's thumbnails, it's probably great if you have your own thumbnails or more generic kind of designs. This can be a really handy tool, as it doesn't simply duplicate that thumbnail and swap out details. It tries to create it in a similar style. But also, if I did want to try a different color combination, like say, going back to Crimson Rebel and changing it back to that blue, which I just had, to get something a bit different, I can come down and generate again with that same thumbnail. And by changing that color to blue, the red has now become blue, deviating from that original design. So now I've got something a little bit more unique, but still in line with what I saw on the original thumbnail. So then I threw some of the thumbnails I've designed at it, and you'll see them, a smaller thumbnail in the corner, which is what I've used as the reference. And as long as I went into the branding section of SnapThumb and aligned the colors to match that reference, I generally got the same color, look, and feel as what I uploaded. Otherwise, you can take something like this here, change the color to something else, and still get the same design, but it will just switch up the colors of the design itself. So that is handy if you've got something you like, but the colors aren't what you are after. So I highly recommend having a play with this. I also think that you're actually better off getting more generic designs that work well, your own designs, or if you're going to try to take designs like I have from Mr. Beast here, you do want to alter them enough so you're not really kind of playing with copyright too much. Again, I'm not a legal professional or a lawyer, so Copyright infringement is definitely something to take seriously, and I recommend talking to a lawyer if you really want to understand it better. But interestingly enough, I tried this image here, which is actually just some artwork I made a few years ago. It's actually not really a YouTube thumbnail, but it still did a great job of referencing the color and the layouts to try and put me into the same position and get the same feel as that image. One great example is this thumbnail, which I found on the Star Wars Theory YouTube channel. I've always loved the effect of this particular thumbnail, but it's still generic enough that if I use it, I can just pop my own video in there and get a pretty similar effect, but it's not so close that you're kind of like stealing. But by switching up the color, we still get another step away from it as well, and we can better match our branding by adjusting some of the settings as we go. So if you're a YouTuber and you haven't tried this yet, head to snapthumb.me. There is a link in the description. You can try it out here. It doesn't cost the earth to use. I come up to pricing, and you'll notice that for $15 a month, you can generate a decent amount of thumbnails. So that means it's just going to save you a ton of time if you're not someone who's great at design, Photoshop, or you can't afford a graphic designer. This is a great way to help get your channel to grow faster and quicker and save you time, especially if this is a side hustle where time is something you don't have a lot of. And of course, you can always scale up as you go. So I think this is a really powerful tool for anyone looking to get started and grow on YouTube. But otherwise, that is the video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please consider giving the video a like. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.